my sons, if I could give you any wisdom, it would not to be to confuse sugar for salt, enemies with friends, and lastly, Mario Kart World for Sonic Crossworld. Sigmund Freud once stated, the more perfect a person looks on the outside, the more demons they possibly have on the inside. And by that extension, the opposite is also true. The more rough and ragged someone is on the outside, probably the more humble, loving, and of course, loyal they are on the inside. That's why, who personally knows me, knows that I am a complete ass.
Yeah, this might be the reason why Sega didn't sponsor me for this video, either low sub count or I'm too philosophical for them. But hey, it's okay, I'm gonna buy the game anyway because, I mean, this is a product I truly believe in, regardless of the unemployment status I have. I think this game truly won me over in the beta. Yeah, that's right, not even the finished product. But I also wanted a reason to not talk about Mario Kart World anymore. Don't worry, once this double review is done, I will happily put one of the two of these in the closet of completed games, along with the other games I've looked at for the channel so far. No, I don't know if I'll ever come back to Mario Kart World. It just seems like this game is getting constantly updated to make up for the mistakes that Nintendo has made. But hey, Doug Bowser left, so who knows, maybe it'll get better.
So long, Bowser.
But either way, the mistakes that have been made in this game have left a sour taste in my mouth. Let's start off with Mario Kart World. Like a good Sour Patch Kid, the sour, then the sweet. Mario Kart World was released with the Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo's next generation console. And as of the recent Nintendo Direct, they have not been doing well at all in regards to this console. Don't get me wrong, sure, it sold well, but there's really no games for it right now, and they're kind of just sprinkling a bunch of games here and there. Also, the stock has completely tanked after that Direct, and yeah, that's right, I'm a shareholder. What the heck, Nintendo?
Yeah, if the IRS ever saw my stock holdings, they'd see these three things.
You'd think I'd be done with racers, but nope, Mario Kart World released, and I played all the way till Rainbow Road, got to the end credits, and did not care about it ever since. I played it once enough just to talk about it, and that was pretty much it. Originally, I was going to do the Mario Kart series as a whole eventually, but honestly, this one, I don't even really want to talk about again, and I don't know if they're going to update it more, so I kind of want to get this out of the way. To start off, the visuals are just okay, not groundbreaking, and in some instances, not really better than Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That being said, this game is plagued with a few missing factors, of which it just lacks a soul. Like, this franchise doesn't have a soul anymore, it seems. Sure, Charles Martinet no longer voices Mario, as he's gracefully retired, which everyone expected. However, Samantha Kelly was handed a pink slip without knowing that this game was going to come out without her voice being used, not knowing that she was fired until its release. And Shigeru Miyamoto, head of the Mario series, basically was nowhere to be involved with this game. His name doesn't appear in the credits, and basically, he's just probably been working on that Mario movie. It also didn't help that the game was played at an $80 price point anyway. But then reviews started coming out from actual journalists like myself, saying that this game is a shell of a Mario Kart franchise now, and IGN gave this a money-filled 8 out of 10, because it's a Mario game. Of course it has to be high-rated.
You think this is an 8 out of 10? Man, take the money out of your mouth next time, IGN, because where is your journalistic integrity? Are you kidding? I'm sorry. I can't even do this for the bit without laughing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sakurai came out a few months later and said, no, this is how you make a kart racer, and gave us Kirby Air Riders. I wasn't even gonna... Sorry. I wasn't even gonna keep it in. I wasn't gonna talk about this until this came out. And then you gave this a 9! Oh my gosh. AGN, you're laughable. Oh my gosh. Oh, good. I'm good. I promise I'm good. I'm just gonna go get some water.
Look, the tracks themselves are fine, okay? Some are good, some are bad, some are remakes of tracks that we haven't seen in a while. That's not the problem. The traditional 3-lap system is the problem. They got rid of it. And we all got used to it, and that's normally how kart racers are. And now it's just one continuous lap, which isn't bad. We'll get into it in a bit, but Sonic Crossworld actually does this a lot better. Some people praised the continuous one-lap thing, calling it a new innovation, but people were concerned that their traditional kart racer was no longer going to have this 3-lap option, as some people actually prefer that.
Ooh, they made a lot of people mad. And yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get into the racing gameplay in a bit, but Nintendo really pissed off their fans so much when it comes to this game. I think it's more important to talk about the legacy at launch, just because at the beginning, the online functionality didn't even let you join friends online from the start menu, which Mario Kart 8 had that years in advance, so I don't know why they didn't just move that over. Especially since Nintendo was advertising this as a all-in-one family console, you really think they'd make it more easy to join your friends and family on an online race, but no, I tried this before and it just didn't work. But then if you do get online with people, the new physics and jump system basically make sure that anyone with the most deadbeat unemployed positions can actually have the best skills in this game, getting first place every single time, just from doing the most insane tricks. I don't even know how people pull half the stunts I see on the internet. And don't get me wrong, I like Knockout Tour. It's actually pretty darn good and gives way to the fact that, yeah, there's 24 characters here in each lobby. But increasing the player count doesn't help when you've widened the gap between skilled players and non-skilled players. Adding 24 just made it even worse, and there is no skill-based matchmaking, which at first isn't a bad thing, right? It's always good to have a lot more players in a game, but that's not the problem. The problem is when you're online and there's no skill-based matchmaking, it doesn't make it clear which lobby is full of kids, which lobby is full of sweats, and which lobby has a good mixture of both, for the sweats only to win anyway. Look, I lay somewhere in the middle as someone who's played 200cc in Mario Kart 8 and gotten 3 stars on most of the trophies. But look, the background music isn't actually bad. I mean, most of these are compilations of just songs from the Mario franchise that we've heard before. And don't get me wrong, they're not going to go on my gym playlist anytime, but they're not terrible. I mean, for me personally, I'm just going to listen to the original Gusty Gardens Galaxy in my playlist. What makes you think I want to listen to the remix from a game I already don't like? You're just going to taint the games that I do. The standard Mario Kart controls are here, drifting, items, so on. And there are a few returning items I'm very glad to come back, and yeah, they're great. Mega Mushrooms here, some new additions are nice, like the Ice Flower, causing your car to slow down instead of spinning out of control, like the Fire Flower. But then you have things like the Hammer from the Hammer Bros that I just am never able to hit anyone with this thing. Originally, though, the roster is small, and then you get a plethora of characters along the way, which are just copy and pastes of basically everyone else. There's God knows how many versions of Mario in this, and very little versions of Donkey Kong costumes. Like I've said before, Donkey Kong was the first character I unlocked, and I was very confused why he was the first unlockable character, not a starting character. I also say characters, but in reality, it's only maybe 10 to 20 original characters, with the other 2/3 being roster costumes you get from these little doggy bags or Kamek. Also, during the most recent update, to try and patch this out because people are really hating on this, they actually added a UFO that helps you bring you to one character that you haven't unlocked, and it's sort of a fast travel thing, which is fine, great, sure. They also added P-switch travel, which really wasn't originally in Mario Kart World to begin with, which is really dumb. People are praising Nintendo for doing the bare minimum of patching the game that they've already botched up with a high price tag and flimsy improvements. But hey, Waluigi's taco stand is now canon, so most of us can rest easy. So you know how Mario Kart 8 had the Mercedes crossover, the Legend of Zelda crossover, and that Animal Crossing crossover? With also the F-Zero crossover? Right, yeah, it seems like they were gearing up for a Super Smash Bros. Kart or something, right? That we all kind of wanted, and even though it would have been awesome and spectacular, I do respect Nintendo not listening to their fans on this one and sticking to their guns trying to make something unique. The only problem is... do you see it? There's a whole lot of nothing here. Yeah, the open world part of Mario Kart World is something that they bragged about so much that they were getting roasted online for this, and Nintendo just did not seem to care. There's absolutely nothing here. The price is completely unjustified. Yeah, I don't care about these Peach coins. Yeah, I don't care about these P-switches. They're dumb challenges. You don't even get anything really for them except these stickers that you could barely see anyway. You mean to tell me that the decals are the main selling point? No, the open world doesn't really give me any clarification on what the selling point is either. Like what? Your point was going from point A to point B? Yeah, the marketing here pretty much did most of the opinionating for itself. You could have pushed the open world so much, but even then, there's really nothing here. I don't care that you can play online with friends because most people don't have 24 friends just laying around. The kart racing itself also feels slow. It gives very little illusion that you're going fast. There's no kart customizations this time either, and some of the stats are actually hidden when it comes to what kart has those stats. Well, guess what? You're gonna have to go on the internet for that one. I don't feel happy playing this. I don't care that you added the goddamn cow from Moo Moo Meadows. It's just terrible.
We all know that kart racing game. It's great. We don't need to show it to you.
Yeah.
But what if you can blast through and race on a whole nother level?
Go on.
What if you could warp across different dimensions?
Well, I mean, Nintendo didn't do it.
Fully customize and build out your machine.
Well, Mario Kart doesn't...
And compete head-to-head across different platforms.
Oh, come on, we know how much Nintendo loves to play with other companies.
Or, what if you want to roam around on the open road?
Wow, I don't know what this game is, but I'll take on more debt for it. Hi, Mr. Bezos, one not Mario Kart World, please.
Sonic Crossworlds, a game that really had to piggyback off the legacy that Team Sonic Racing left because, oh my gosh, that game was terrible. But taking what that game did and learned from it, they actually crafted a whole new experience that looks great and also feels amazing. Also taking something that the fans have wanted for years, bringing them back, which is the extreme gear. Yeah, these little hoverboards from Sonic Riders, yeah, they actually finally brought those back. Ironically enough, when this game was first announced, I thought this was a Sly Cooper dome, making a Sly Cooper kind of racing, but then I saw Sonic and I almost lost my mind. Because at first, I did not think this game looked really spectacular at all, I'm gonna be completely honest. But the more I saw of this game, the more press I saw, and then when I finally got to play the beta, yeah, no, I was extremely excited. There's a huge difference on how Sonic Crossworlds handles its races versus Mario Kart. First and foremost, your standard races are as followed. First lap is the track you actually chose. The second lap is a random track that is chosen by the players. You either pick left or right for whatever side you want. It could be a random track or a track that you actually know. Depending on what vehicle is good for that terrain, well, that's entirely up to if you can get to that ring in time. Then it transitions back to what you originally picked for the final lap. Yeah, the Crossworlds part actually gives it meaning versus Mario Kart World where, yeah, I'm still waiting for the world part. Just because there are tumbleweeds in the desert doesn't mean I want to go pick them. Sonic Crossworld actually makes me feel like I'm going fast. Sure, I have minor gripes with the game, so let's get them out of the way. First and foremost, I hate how I lose rings every time I hit a wall, and I fumble a little bit. Jet the Hawk's new voice actor is, he's alright, I guess. Look, I'm a little upset they didn't bring back Jason Griffith. I mean, not that any other voice actor can't voice the character, it's just, he's still alive, and, you know, he's still a part of the Sonic fan community, so I don't know why they didn't bring him back. That generation of Sonic voice actors, though, is probably my favorite. People say they've seen frame dips on the PlayStation 5 version and Xbox version, but I don't know, I barely saw it here. Or they just overdid it with the effects and I couldn't even notice the frame drops. But hey, on the plus side, the Crossworld aspect also has a double meaning. We got characters from other franchises, which absolutely blew my mind. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Avatar, Joker, Ichiban, Hatsune Miku, Steve from Minecraft, all of these things, of course, but Pac-Man and Mega Man, two characters that they've already crossed over with the Blue Blur before, on multiple occasions, too. I am actually really surprised to see SpongeBob SquarePants here. I'm a little annoyed that I can't annoy people with his iconic laugh, but honestly, seeing him is just a really cool inclusion, and this meme now totally makes sense.
I'll release you from the chains of your past.
I will protect the future.
The present day. The here and now that you've stolen. Time to take it back.
I'm ready!
Since I like my games physical, I got the physical edition, which on launch means I got the pre-order bonus of Sonic the Werehog. I am a little annoyed that the jazz band isn't playing every time he's on screen, but hey, you know what? It does in the selection menu, and I'm okay with that. Speaking of music, the music is alright. It's nothing really to write home about, but it's not bad. It's done by natewantstobattle, and I've loved his music for years, so hey, good on him. The main issue I do have, though, is the third-party characters don't actually have voice lines for licensing reasons. And like, okay, come on, you already have a ton of money put into this from advertisement from MSI, Lenovo, and Beyblade of all things for decals to help you pay for crossovers. Just to pay for the dang voice actors shouldn't be that hard. And look, I get it, maybe it was a time constraint thing, but still, we're gonna have PC modding on this thing soon, so I don't know why you just didn't do that in the first place. Nickelodeon Kart Racers also suffered from this issue until the third iteration, finally adding voices. But the thing is that Mario Kart and Nickelodeon did not have an open beta, which I played quite a bit of. That made me very hopeful for the main experience. And yeah, there are actually a few changes here, which is quite nice. I feel like the turning's a lot better. I feel like there's a lot more done here. So good on Sega for actually fixing up a few things. Which is funny because I had a lot more fun playing the slightly janky version of the beta than I did the completed version of Mario Kart World. Also, the entrance with all of these characters is so cinematic and beautiful. I literally love how you have rivals for each race as well, giving unique dialogues, and of course, some of these are actually really cute and range from that to hell yeah, rivalry. Look, Sonic characters have always been more, let's just say, vocal than Mario characters, which is fine, I get that. But still, this is very welcomed. You get tickets to help you redo races, buy certain items, and play more. Like, yeah, okay, a reward for doing things in a game. That's actually insane. I don't know why Mario Kart couldn't figure this out. Just like Mario Kart World, you can fly, travel on water, and so on. But again, the drift in water is a little different here, and the drift in air is different as well, which is nice because, well, there's no friction in air or water. It's a minor detail that I don't think most people will pick up on, but like, hey, it makes sections interesting and the gameplay changes a little bit. I will say it's a bit of a learning curve, but it's not bad. Once you get used to that little system, there's actually the red rings in the Grand Prix, which, of course, you get all 5 of them, you get a little more tickets, which is nice. What really amazed me, though, were some of the stage selections. Very deep cuts, like Water Palace from Sonic Rush, and that weird level from Sonic Lost World that no one but me probably unlocked because no one liked playing it, to, oh my gosh, they added an Unleashed reference stage?
You know what? I'm not surprised. Sega actually listens to their fans, unlike Nintendo.
Also, unlike Nintendo, the last race is actually a compilation of the 3 tracks you played prior in the Grand Prix, which, again, is almost like they weren't even trying to make this better than Mario Kart World. There's a lot of substance here that doesn't really feel forced. Even the advertisement seems optional with all the decals. Speaking of things that aren't forced, if you get a Sega account, you can get this, like, original Zero Gravity board, the Blue Star from the original Sonic Riders. One thing Mario Kart World doesn't have also is gadgets, which, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense for Mario Kart, but hey, there are certain mechanics and implemented and such, and since they don't have customizations, it's nice to see that Sonic Crossworld picks up the slack with this. The more you play, the more you unlock. Speaking of unlockables, there's actually a good amount of unlockables here if you decide to take your time and pick through everything. You can take apart the cars and other parts and vehicles and create your own monstrosity. If you really wanted to, you can use the color palettes from other characters. That would also suit your fancy. Speaking of optional stuff, you can choose what difficulty you play the Grand Prix on, but you also have the ability to choose what difficulty your rival is on, not only testing your skills, but also allowing you to get more tickets. But the most enjoyable parts for this for me were just being a Sonic fan. I mean, you could go from Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure to the Interstellar Carnival from Sonic Colors. What's that? And you mean to actually tell me it's a fast-paced and enjoyable game?
Seriously, it's a kart racer. It's supposed to be fun. Why didn't they take notes on what fun is?
This is going to be a fun game for longtime Sonic fans as well. I like the little Easter eggs because, of course, it feels designed to be a Sonic game, go figure. But it's a true reward for anyone who's actually played the entirety of the franchise, but not leaving new people in the dust. Not to say that the new tracks here are anything but spectacular. I don't feel like any of them are out of place in comparison to everything else here, feeling like an expanded world without any kind of open world mechanic.
Oh my gosh, why was this so difficult for them to understand?
Even the online was incredible. And sure, yeah, I get it. It's a bit immature to say that Mario Kart World is losing online players over a couple of months with lackluster game quality isn't the same as playing a game that just launched not only a few days ago, but there's actually things in Sonic Crossworld that keep players coming back, unlike Mario Kart World. I will say for a kart racer, the items are remotely the same, fairly similar with a few variations in between. I mean, these boxing gloves are just literally green and red shells from Mario Kart. But Sonic has the wisps, and it kind of evens everything out with all the unique, odd things that Mario has to offer. Another thing I have an issue with is just how expensive these games were. And yeah, I bought this before I lost my job at that pizza place, but the standard price for Mario Kart World is $80. And then, oh my gosh, $100 if you want the deluxe edition of Sonic Crossworld. What happened here? Look, personally, I did not get the deluxe edition. I'm happy with just the things I have right now, and then maybe on a sale or something like that. Sure, maybe I will go and get the DLC, but I'm not really looking for that anytime soon. Also, maybe instead of SpongeBob, you could have done Angry Birds just to lessen the price a little bit when it came to the DLC, but I mean, that's just a nitpick here and there.
Well, my sons, it is time to come to the conclusion of this. And yes, it's kind of like gaming politics, right? When one side has been played out and has been successful for a while, it's time for the opposition to come in and take control then. And then the cycle will rinse and repeat over and over again in some kind of play or act. And you know what? Yeah, it's fine, I guess. I mean, sure, maybe with the next Mario Kart, you know, it'll be a banger, or they'll release enough DLC to where people will forget about Crossworld. But I doubt people are going to forget about Crossworld for quite some time. And even with the frame drops in this, I highly, highly doubt that anyone even really noticed them, versus Mario Kart World, where, yeah, there aren't any frame dips because there's nothing in the game to really cause such a thing. So, you know, it's tit for tat on that one. Meanwhile, Sega really hit it out of the park with this one, and it's really interesting to think about. But, on the other hand, Nintendo, they're trying to make up for their mistake, and that's the biggest problem. We keep getting patches for it, and I'm done with the patches and stuff. Just release a game like that you used to. And, like, if you need, like, one patch, sure. But, like, back in the day, we didn't have that stuff, so... Okay, sure, Nintendo. You know, I mean, if you're gonna put the crutches on everything, might as well have just delayed the Switch too, so you could have actually put games on your console at launch. But hey, comparison was a fun thing to do. I haven't actually done that yet, so let me know what you guys think about that down below. But I will say, in terms of Mario Kart, I don't think I'll be returning to this anytime soon, because honestly, even playing this for the review, it just felt like a hollow shell of what the franchise used to be. And look, I get it. I really get it. It can be fun, but to me, it's not. It's just not. It's boring. It's just played out. It just seems played out. There's not enough interesting here to keep me coming back for more. And that's really the problem. So, back on the closet this goes for games that I've reviewed. So, with that in mind, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the wisdom. Hope you guys enjoyed the comparison. Thank you all so much for subscribing, and have an awesome day, and go to the gym. You didn't already see it in my video, but, you know, I mean, I thought the philosophical advice at the beginning was good too, so, I don't know.